What if I told you your brain has a built-in horror movie director, turning tiny spiders into monsters? Join us as we explore the neurochemistry of fear, revealing how a simple stare can spiral into a lifelong phobia. Ready to uncover the secrets of your brain's fear factory? When your brain detects danger, the amygdala sounds the alarm, flooding your body with stress hormones. This fight or flight response is your body's way of keeping you safe. But sometimes, the brain goes into overdrive, creating fears that stick around long after the danger is gone. This is where phobias are born, turning ordinary objects or situations into sources of terror. Phobias often begin with a single, intense fear experience. Maybe you were startled by a dog as a child, or stuck in a confined space. Your brain goes into overdrive, encoding this event as a warning. Over time, the mind becomes hypersensitive, reacting not just to actual threats, but to anything resembling them. This is where genetics and environment collide, shaping our unique fear responses. A genetic predisposition to anxiety can make some of us more susceptible to developing phobias. Combined with environmental factors like traumatic experiences or learned behaviors from others, these fears can become deeply ingrained. For example, if a parent has a phobia of heights, a child might learn to fear heights as well, even without a direct negative experience. It's a complex interplay between our biology and our environment, shaping our fears in unique ways. Imagine you're on a flight and suddenly turbulence hits. Your amygdala locks onto that fear, flooding your body with stress hormones. Now, every time you think of flying, your brain triggers that same response. Soon, just seeing a plane or hearing an engine sends you into a panic. This is how a phobia can develop, turning a single scare into a constant struggle. So, what's happening in your brain during these moments? Fear starts in the amygdala, an almond-shaped set of neurons deep in the brain's medial temporal lobe. When we encounter a threat, the amygdala triggers an immediate fear response, activating the fight or flight response. This involves a surge of adrenaline, increased heart rate, and heightened senses, all aimed at preparing us to face or escape the danger. The amygdala communicates with the hypothalamus, activating the autonomic nervous system. This leads to the release of stress hormones like cortisol, further amplifying the body's alertness. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for complex cognitive behavior and decision-making, assesses the threat and helps regulate the fear response. This interaction between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex determines whether we remain fearful or can calm down after a threat has passed. The brain's fear circuitry, particularly the amygdala, becomes hypersensitive in individuals with phobias. When exposed to a specific trigger, the amygdala overreacts, creating an intense fear response. Over time, this response becomes ingrained through a process called fear conditioning, where the brain learns to associate a neutral stimulus with fear. Neurotransmitters like glutamate and serotonin are hard at work. Glutamate ramps up the fear response, making you hyper-alert, while serotonin tries to regulate mood and keep you calm. In people with phobias, this balance is off, leading to an exaggerated fear response. Your brain essentially tricks you into believing you're in mortal danger, even when you're not. So, how do we manage these overwhelming fears? Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, helps rewire the brain's response to fear. Gradual exposure to the feared object or situation, combined with relaxation techniques, can desensitize the brain's fear response. Mindfulness and breathing exercises also help, grounding you in the present and calming your nervous system. With time and effort, these techniques can help regain control over fear and reduce phobic reactions. Understanding the neurochemistry of fear gives us the power to confront it. By unraveling the brain's fear factory, we can demystify our phobias and take steps toward overcoming them. Remember, fear may be a natural part of our neurochemistry, but with the right tools, we can rewrite the script and reclaim our peace of mind.